everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Barbara and I'm so happy that you are here today because today we are going to be talking about my TBR for Orilium the Magical Readathon Autumn Equinox 2024. So, if you don't know what Magical Readathon Orilium is, it is a readathon hosted by G over at Bookworms. I will link the announcement down below if you want to check it out, and also a video to her kind of introduction to the readathon, because it is a huge readathon. It repeats every year. There are two 1 month long readathons every year, and you basically create a character that attends this magical school and chooses a calling to follow some subjects and read books to fulfill those classes. In spring we have like a spring equinox, so it's kind of lighter studies, and in autumn we continue, and then there are more difficult studies, more books to read. I will link down below the link where she explains everything, how the magical readathon works. And yeah, I am here to tell you about what calling my character is following and what books I'll be reading. So, without further ado, let's just jump into it. My character, Doyana Chaval, is going to attempt to finish her second year of the Wild Form Druid, which is a pretty demanding calling. More demanding than I should attempt, but, well, I like to be challenged, so I'm challenging myself. And I'm going to be reading, I believe, 12 books, which is much more than I tend to read, but I'll do my best. So let's go right into the classes and what the prompts are for these classes. I have here the syllabus, so I'll be reading from that. So first class I need to study is Animal Studies, and here I need to reach D, Distinguished. That means I need to fulfill all 3 grades. That means 3 prompts, 3 books. So the first mark is Ordinary, and we'll be studying Phoenix Keeping, and the prompt is Phoenix on the cover or in the title. Now, I do not have many books like this. I know there is one coming out that I'm absolutely interested in. I cannot wait for it to come out, but it's coming out in September and I will not buy it. If I buy it, I will not buy it until the end of September, so I do not want to put it on the TBR. And that would be Beyond the Sea, Beyond the... what is it called? The sequel to The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune. But yeah, it comes out in September, so can't read that one. So for this I'm going to be reading the book that G actually suggested in her announcement video, and that is called The Phoenix Keeper by S.A. McLean. I don't think I ever read anything by this author, so I don't know what to expect. It is, I believe, a cozy fantasy book set in a magical zoo. That's basically all I know. And it has Phoenix in the title and it has Phoenix on the cover. And I found the audiobook on Audible. So that's gonna be my pick for this. It says it's set in a magical zoo, teeming with magical beasts from dragons and unicorns to kelpies and krakens. This is a fierce joy of a cozy fantasy novel with a soul-restoring queer romance at its heart, for fans of The House in the Cerulean Sea and Legends and Lattes. I hope it's closer to House in the Cerulean Sea because I did not enjoy the Legends and Lattes. As head Phoenix Keeper at a world-renowned zoo for magical creatures, Isla's childhood dream of conserving critically endangered firebirds seems closer than ever. There's just one glaring caveat. Her zoo's breeding program hasn't functioned for a decade. When a tragic phoenix heist sabotages the flagship initiative at the neighboring zoo, Isla must prove her derelict facilities are fit to take the reins. But saving an entire species from extinction requires more than stellar animal handling skills. And then it continues, but yeah, it does sound interesting, and I am intrigued. So that's my pick for this prompt. Second prompt for Animal Studies is Qualified, and here we are going to be studying Shadow Misties, and the prompt is Standalone. Initially, I was thinking I would read The Invocations by Crystal Sutherland. This is the same author who wrote House of Hollow. So I think this is the kind of book you would definitely want to read in autumnal weather towards the Halloween. It's kind of like a haunted house kind of thing, I believe. At least the House of Hollow is. I'm not sure what Invocations is, but this was G's Patreon book club, I believe in April actually, and I never got to it, and then I went to a library a few weeks ago and I saw it there, so I just grabbed it. So I was thinking of reading this. However, in the month of August, I was not able to finish my book for the book club, and I need to read it for my book club, so I'm thinking of putting that one instead for this prompt, and that is Pod by Lolin Paul. As I mentioned, this is for my book club. It is, let's say, climate fiction, I imagine, but this is a story from the point of view of a dolphin who always felt weird and felt like she didn't belong, and one day she decides to leave her pod and go explore the world, and we follow her from there basically. And it's supposed to be very heart-wrenching and sad, and yeah, I don't know what to expect from this, but I'm really excited to read it, and I think I'm gonna pick this one for this prompt, because this is definitely going to be the first book I'll be reading in the month of September. The third grade for animal studies, distinguished, is going to be, we're going to be studying recognizing morphs, and here the prompt is book that had a cover change. For this, I'm going to be reading The Last Family in England by Matt Haig. I think I had Matt Haig book in every readathon, maybe, so far, or magical readathon round. Maybe not in April, but previously, yes. So I'm really excited to read this one. I believe this is his first work of fiction, so it is, I don't expect all that much from it, because as I go through his backlist, I found out that I find his recent works more to my liking than his first, but we'll see. This is his first one from 2004, so it's been quite some time, and this one is from the point of view of a dog, of a family. And I think it's pretty sad story, so I hope it will not totally ruin me, but we'll see. But yeah, meet the Hunter family, Adam, Kate and their children, Hal and Charlotte, and Prince, their Labrador. Prince is an earnest young dog, striving hard to live up to the tenets of the Labrador Pact, remain loyal to your human masters, serve and protect your family at any cost. Other dogs, led by the Springer Spaniels, have revolted. As things in the Hunter family begin to go badly awry, marital breakdown, rowdy teenage parties, attempted suicide, we've got a heavy topic. Prince's responsibilities threaten to overwhelm him, and he is forced to break the Labrador Pact and take desperate action to save his family. So yeah, I'm excited to read this. There is always something to learn from his writing. That's why I love it so much, because especially in his later works, he always puts the story, so much of mental health and inspirational and self-help kind of tips between the lines in his works. I absolutely love it. So I'm excited to read this one. Hope it's not too sad though. But yeah, that's the pick. And it definitely had a cover change to match after the Midnight Library became famous. I think all of his old works got a reprint. So this definitely had a cover change. We move to the next class, and that is Art of Illusion. Here I need to reach qualified, so 2 marks. First one is Ordinary Image Generation, and the prompt is Random Emoji Generator. So I already did this when we were during our Discord live show, where we were helping each other find books for this readathon, and I did the Random Emoji Generator, and I got a red flag. So that was very fun. But what I could pick here, I decided to go for the book that is G's Patreon book club for the month of August, but also it is the Guild book club book for my guild, which is the Order of the Crescent. That's why I'm also wearing this green, because that's the color of the order of the guild. And each guild has a book club for the month, and then when you read the book, you get extra points. And for guild, it's evocations. And I'm going to be reading that. I think I actually found it on Storytel or on Everend, I'm not sure which one. But Evocation by S.T. Gibson is the first book in the Summoner's Circle. And what is it about? It's The Devil Knows Your Name, David Astirakhov. As a teen, David Astirakhov was a psychic prodigy operating under the shadow of his oppressive occultist father. Now, years after his father's death and rapidly approaching his 13th birthday, 30th birthday, he is content with the high-powered life he's created as a Boston attorney, moonlighting as a powerful medium for his secret society. But with power comes a price, and the devil has come to collect on an ancestral deal. And it continues, but I think a devil is a red flag to me. So that counts for that. Also, there is a red edition of the book, so they will count as like red cover, red flag. So I'm going to be reading this for this prompt. And the next grade, qualified, we're going to be studying False Target. Here the prompt is prequel. So again, when I was in the library, I just saw it there and I thought, hey, the first one read very fast. This one maybe will fit one of the prompts in the Orilium, so let's try it. And it is Family of Liars by E. Lockhart. This is the prequel to We Were Liars. And yeah, that one, it was not like a brilliant book, but it was really quick read. It had a very shocking twist at the end that I did not see coming. And I enjoyed it thoroughly, so I thought I will give the prequel a try as well. Now, this definitely spoils what happens in the first one, at least that's what it says. The book has a warning. Yes, dear readers, this book contains spoilers for the novel We Were Liars. So I don't think I will even read what this one is about, but yeah, this is my pick. So that's it for Art of Illusion. And the next class we need to go for is Astronomy. Here, Ordinary is enough, and Ordinary, we are going to be studying Constellation Cradle, and the prompt is book released on your birthday month, year does not matter. And this was so tricky because first I found one book that would fit perfectly, but that one is for my secret project, so I didn't want to pick a book for Orilium that is for my secret project. So that one is gonna be waiting. But then I was like, I just can't, any of the books I'm planning to read this month, none of them were published in July, because I'm a July baby. And so then I went to Goodreads. I ordered them according to like when they were released, and then I wrote down all of the ones that I own that are in July. And out of all of those, I picked one that is quite short, and I think it will be very nice to counter all of the other, maybe some of the heavier books I'll be reading. And it's the Comfort Book by Matt Haig. Yes, we have 2 books by Matt Haig this month, and this one is a non-fiction. It is a collection of consolations learned in hard times and suggestions for making the bad days better. Drawing on maxims, memoir, and the inspirational lives of others, these meditations offer new ways of seeing ourselves and the world. And then you have like, you know, some pages have just like one sentence, and then some you read for more, like some are longer. So this is going to be very quick read, even though I do not plan to just sit down and read the entire thing. I plan to actually read this throughout the entire month and read some here and there. So I'm picking this one, and I'm really excited to finally get to this one. I also love the cover, by the way. Next class I need to take is Restoration. Here we need all 3 grades, all the way up to Distinguished. So 3 books. First one, for Ordinary, we're going to be studying Night Dew, and the prompt is Night Sky on the cover. This was a little tricky, but then I found one book that I find fits pretty good, and it is Book of Night by Holly Black. This is beautiful Illumicrate edition. So yeah. So this is my pick because, as you can see on the cover, it says Book of Night, and there is a sky with stars and the moon. So that's definitely a night. And I never read anything by Holly Black, so I'm really curious about this actually. But what it is about, I do not know. Charlie Hall has never found a lock she couldn't pick, a book she couldn't steal, or a bad decision she wouldn't make. She spent half her life working for glow mists, magicians who manipulate shadows to peer into locked rooms, strangle people in their beds, or worse. Worse? Glow mists guard their secrets greedily, creating an underground economy of grimoires. And to rob their fellow magicians, they need Charlie. Now she's trying to distance herself from past mistakes, but going straight isn't easy. Bartending at a dive, she's still entirely too close to the corrupt underbelly of the Berkshires. Not to mention that her sister Posey is desperate for magic, and that her shadowless and possibly soulless boyfriend has been keeping secrets from her. When a terrible figure from her past returns, Charlie descends back into a maelstrom of murder and lies. Determined to survive, she's up against a cast of doppelgangers, mercurial billionaires, glow-mists, and the people she loves best in the world, all trying to steal a secret that will allow them control of the shadow world and more. Sounds interesting. Actually, I'm quite intrigued right now, so I'm really excited about this one. I heard people say that it's just meh. It's not like bad, but it's nothing too interesting. But just reading the synopsis, I am intrigued. I'm intrigued. So, Book of Night. For qualified, we're going to be studying dangerous plants, and the prompt is poisonous plant on the cover or title. And here I had two options actually that I was like really looking into. The first one was The London Seance Society by Sarah Penner. This is the same author who wrote The Lost Apothecary, which I thoroughly enjoyed. I think I still gave it only like 3.5 stars, but it just was so good. it had the vibe. Like the story itself was not that spectacular, but the vibe, I was here for it. So, London Seance Society. I'm very intrigued by this book. I have it on Everend, saved since it came out, but I do not believe any of the plants on the cover are poisonous to either people or cats or dogs or whatever. So then I steered clear of this one actually and decided to go for a different one that many people will be reading, I believe, and it is A Botanist's Guide to Parties and Poisons, written by Kate Havari, and this is the first book in Saffron Everley mystery series. And I know nothing about this book. It looks really pretty, but it says The Lost Apothecary meets Dead Girls in this fast-paced feminist adventure. Debut author Kate Havari deftly entwines a pulse-pounding mystery with the struggles of a woman in a male-dominated field in 1923 London. Newly minted research assistant Saffron Everley is determined to blaze a new trail at the University College London, but with her colleagues' beliefs about women's academic inabilities and not so subtle hints that her deceased father's reputation paved her way into the botany department, she feels stymied at every turn. When she attends a dinner party for the school, she expects to engage in conversations about the university's large expedition to the Amazon. What she doesn't expect is for Mrs. Hendry, one of the professor's wives, to drop to the floor, poisoned by an unknown toxin. Hello. Okay. Dr. Maxwell, Saffron's mentor, is the main suspect and evidence quickly mounts. Joined by fellow researcher and potential romantic interest, Alexandra Ashton, Saffron uses her knowledge of botany as she explores steamy greenhouses, dark gardens, and deadly poisons to clear Maxwell's name. Will she be able to uncover the truth, or will her investigation land her on the murderer's list in this entertaining examination of society's expectations? I am excited. I'm very excited about this one. I haven't found it on Storytel, so I'm gonna listen to this, and I'm really intrigued, really intrigued. Next prompt for the distinguished, we're going to be studying quick action in crisis, and the prompt is title has a verb. Now, again, we had 2 books that were playing for this spot. 3 potentially, but that's pushing it, and adult friendly only. Whatever. I'll get to all of 3, okay? Okay, first I was thinking about reading We Were the Mulvaneys by Joyce Carol Oates. I never read anything by this author, but at the end of the month of September I'm going to a book fair in Sweden where Joyce Carol Oates is invited and she's going to be a speaker there, so I thought I would like to read at least 1 book by her before going to the talk, to the lecture. So I reserved this at the library, but it still hasn't been available. So I don't know when it will be available. So for the time being, I am picking a different book, and it is called We Were Liars. Yes. It's the first book, or like it's the original work in the family of Liars. This is the prequel to We Were Liars. And I thought I have audiobook of that, and I thought I would just listen to that quickly before jumping into this, you know, to refresh the world because and the story, because I do not remember all that much. I remember the twist somewhat, but I don't remember everything that happened. So I thought it would be nice to get a refresh on that, and it's a short book. I think the audiobook at one speed is 6 hours, so I think that should be a quick read. And that's going to be my pick for this. The third book I was thinking about I don't know if that's gonna work out. We'll see. Was Children of Blood and Bone by Tommy Adeyemi. Yes, I'm currently reading it. I am not even halfway through, but this is the first book in the Legacy of Orisha trilogy, and we are doing a read-along on my channel of this. This first book was for August, and I'm not even halfway through, but I'm working my way through it. I haven't unfortunately managed to finish it within the month of August, so I will definitely have to finish it in September. And so I was looking how I could squeeze it in, and the only prompt, except of the next one, that it could fit in was a verb in the title. Now, this is where the adult only comes in play. It's not because of the book is YA. It's because of the verb I found in this title, and I think the point of the prompt is that there is a verb in the title, as in the word works as a verb in the title, which it does in We Were Liars and We Were the Mulvaneys. You know, where is a verb. Here, the word bone is not meant as a verb in the title, but it could be used as a verb. That's how I'm stretching it. So, potentially, I could count this towards this prompt. And I'm not gonna say more than that. So, anyway, this is YA Fantasy. I will also link down below the announcement for the read-along if you would like to jump in. We read one book per month, so in September we'll be reading The Children of Virtue and Vengeance, and in October we'll be reading the third book in the series, whatever it's called, Anarchy and something. So, yeah, Children of Blood and Bone. The last class I need to take for the Wild Form Druid is Shapeshifting. Here I also need Distinguished, so 3 prompts, 3 books. The first grade is Ordinary, studying inanimate objects, jewelry. So that's where this prompt would work, because there is a little jeweler on her head, which is actually what I'm gonna count the Children of Virtue and Vengeance for, because she's got, again, a jewelry on her head, she's got earrings, there are some things here, here is earring. It's not necessarily like metal jewelry, but it is a jewelry, I would say. Anyway, I'm gonna count the second book in the Legacy of Orisha for this, unless I end up counting days. We'll see what happens. But yeah, it is a YA fantasy book, and that's all I'm gonna say, because I really don't know what this one is about, because I haven't finished this one yet. So that's my pick for now. The second grade is Qualified, and we're going to be studying Celestial Influence on Shapeshifting, and the prompt is planet name in the title. And for this I decided to weasel out and make the easy way in, easy, and read my another book club book for this. This book club book is for September and October, so the live show will be at the end of October. And the book is The Uninhabitable Earth by David Wallace. I always have problem to pronounce that. A Story of the Future. And yeah, this is a non-fiction. I think this book is kind of like a what Earth will become if we don't do anything, and what Earth is now, and how we are just descending into dystopia, pretty much. Even the first sentence of the book is, it is worse, much worse than you think. The slowness of climate change is a fairy tale, perhaps as pernicious as the one that says it isn't happening at all, and comes to us bundled with several others in an anthology of comforting delusions that global warming is an Arctic and blah blah blah, whatever. Yeah, I believe this is going to be the kind of panic book, and I'm ready for it. I will probably take it with a grain of salt. I will definitely learn a lot from it, at least that's what I expect. But yeah, we'll see. But Earth is a planet, so I'm gonna count this one for this. And it is short-ish, even though it's a non-fiction, and I will be taking notes for the book club. But the book is 238 pages, so this one. And the last prompt is for Distinguished, studying navigation after transformation. And the prompt is compass on the cover. And here I struggled so much because I really wanted to read for this what everybody recommended for this prompt, and that was Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, or at least the second book in the series, because the first one doesn't have a compass on the cover, but the second one does have a compass on the cover. And so I was thinking maybe I could read the first one for the poisonous flowers, because there's a bunch of flowers on the cover. But then I thought I do not want to, you know, kind of commit to reading the series, because I know for the Emily Wilde's book there is a lot of people who love it and a lot of people who don't care for it whatsoever, and I'm afraid I would fall into the not care for it, and then I wouldn't have an option for the compass book. So I leave that out of it, and then I found a book that will work, that was shocking, but it does work, and it is Jantarovi Ďalekohľad, which is Slovak translation of The Amber Spyglass, which is the third book in the Golden Compass by Philip Pullman. Now, this book in English, the original one, does not have a compass on the cover, but my Slovak edition does. This is the Golden Compass. And so I'm going to be reading this one. I read the second one, I believe, last year, and I did not love it all that much, so I was not that into like continuing. But now is a great opportunity. I also started watching his Dark Materials show on HBO that is adaptation of this series to kind of refresh what happened in the first and second book. So far I've seen the first episode only, and so far it's really, really good actually, the series. So I'm gonna be watching those two because there's 2 seasons, those 2 seasons first, and then I'll be reading The Amber Spyglass. That's it for my well-formed druid calling. It is a whole ton of books. Here is the stack. This is the stack, and this is not even all of them. This is only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is only 9 books, and that means there are 3 more audiobooks that are on top of this. So I've got a lot to do. I think as I did the math now, it results in approximately 130 pages a day to read, to complete all of this. So I believe we'll have to use some scrolls to either just ditch a book or finish the book afterwards, which is probably what I'll do. I will want to complete all of the classes because I found books for all of them, but maybe I will not be able to squeeze it all in the month, so I might use the scrolls to be able to finish later. But that is all for this video. This is the stack. It's what? Bye. That's all of the that's quite the, you know, quite the range of book. We have some non-fiction, we have fantasy, we have mystery, we have literary fiction and historical fiction, and what else? I don't know. All kinds of stuff. Cozy fantasy. I'm really excited. It's a whole lot of different things, and yeah, that's all for this video. Let me know down in the comments if you are participating in Orilium, what guild you're in, or what calling you are attempting, what is the book you're most looking forward to in the month. And yeah, I can't wait to talk to all of you. I plan to be vlogging weekly in the month of September again, so we'll see how that goes, alongside reading 130 pages a day. I have no clue. But yeah, I'm really excited about this. I can't wait. It starts tomorrow. I'm so excited. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!